Shalom. First and foremost, before I get started with my lesson, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this video will be edifying and to the point, okay? And I don't really have a title just as yet for this video. Okay, I'm just kind of rolling through the spirit. Okay, I basically ran across, a few articles, basically going into how, a lot of people have been laid off or getting laid off of their jobs. Okay, a lot of these robots, all right, AI, is taking over, all right, of people's jobs. A lot of these corporations, companies, all right, are replacing people, okay? And, the people are basically suffering. People are suffering, all right? The prices of things are continuing to go high with, the bare minimum of getting, your wages, all right? And these things are just going to intensify and get worse, gradually over time, okay? And, this is all just, prophecy, man, all right? And that's, all right, the job, all right, that's the job of the prophets, man, to speak of prophecies. So I'm going to play this video, okay, this quick video real quick, all right, basically going into, all right, a few people going into how, all right, they're affected by, all right, these prices in the economy, all right, and how basically the American dream is dead, all right, and that, all right, the thrill is gone in this place, man, all right, these so-called, I think the last so-called holiday, all right, on calendar was Memorial Day, all right, and usually around that time, or during any time that there's a so-called holiday, you see Jake outside, they're barbecuing, they're doing this, that, and the third. Well, not too many people were doing any of that, man. It seems like more and more and more every single time that these holidays, these so-called traditions of men, all right, they come up, less and less people are getting involved because, it's a waste of money, man. It's a waste of time, and it's hard times. And the Lord is just basically sucking, the thrill out of this place, man. So that's how we know that we're at the end, and that, our Lord is definitely coming and returning very, very soon, man. So let me play this real quick. I would, and I usually, okay, install a video in the beginning or at the end, but I've been getting, copyrighted. So I'm just going to play a bit of the audio of this video instead, and I'm going to go from there and get some scriptures after.
We're a family of four. I just went grocery shopping. I just spent $300 for the week in groceries, and I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that.
Do y'all remember in November when you were voting for cheaper groceries, or what you thought was going to be cheaper groceries? The Ghirardelli caramel that I used to buy was $5.99. It's $7.49 now. The coffee that I used to buy was $5.99. Then it went up to $6.99. Now it is up to $8.50 for a 64-ounce bottle of iced coffee.
How is this $150? $150, and the only meat is the bacon.
Alright, I typically try to be a happy-go-lucky, positive person, but I just got out of the grocery store, and something's got to be done. Something's got to give. I mean, the price of food in this country is crippling people, crippling and destroying the middle class. And it's all by design. Doesn't matter. Biden, Trump, Republicans and Democrats, they're all same. They don't give a shit about you. They want this. It's all by design.
And I just want to interject in here real quick because, people are beginning to get kind of hip All right, because we're in the days of where, knowledge is definitely increasing in these last days. So people are getting to really understand that, there is no, rich, middle class, you know what I'm saying? You know how they have the categories of rich, middle class, and poor? There's only the rich and the poor, man. There's no category in between. You either on top or you on bottom. And if you ain't on top, you on the bottom, man. All right, if you ain't the head, you definitely the tail, and these elites, they're on top, man. Even their own people, all right, they may have, they get their little crumbs, and even Jake, they get their little crumbs too, man. But for the most part, man, they on bottoms, man. They are on bottom. They don't call the shots, all right, at all. All right, it's these elites, it's these bankers, man. All right, they rule everything. All right, they give people the illusion of believing that they have, all right, freedom of choice, all right, by voting for this so-called side of Democrat or Republican, when in actuality they play both sides, man. All right, and just like in that movie, all right, The Wizard of Oz, all right, the brother always refers to, all right, they're the person behind the curtain calling all the shots, all right, to this theater of a show, man. All right, this theater of a show. Oh, man, call hello, Yahaba Shemi Awashad, just seen the chariot. But, yeah, man, this theater of a show, man, that's being played out, man. All right, these elites are controlled. All right, these lower, your presidents, your senators, man, they all are just playing, all right, their role, man. All right, and there's a quote, I can't remember it off the top of my head, but, basically everybody have their entrances and their exits, man. All right, and it's just a big TV show, man. All right, it's wild. When you hear the things that's on the radio and on the TV, man, it sounds like some that you hear off a video game, like some GTA video game of all the crazy stuff that be going on, man. All right, so this place is definitely going down the hole, man. All right, prices of food and gas and other things, all right, rent, all right, food, all right, medicine, all right, the essentials are being hiked up, all right, and people are barely getting paid, all right, for the hours that they're putting in, all right, of all that hard labor for their they put in the hard labor and the time for the money, but they barely get paid anything, man. So this place is definitely on its way out, and it's all prophecy, man. Let me get this scripture real quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 1. Remember now thy Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not. And we at the time right now, at the cool of the day. All right, we still in Jacob's trouble, all right, in a sense, because Jake is still getting killed on the streets. All right, these curses, we still under the curses, we still under the devil. All right, we still in the beginning of sorrows because all the things that are happening right now, but the windows of grace and mercy is still open. All right. So, right now is the time to seek the Lord. All right. And get into the truth. All right. It says, nor the years draw nigh when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. So don't wait till the very last second, like the apostles and the elders always say. All right, Jake likes to wait to the last minute to want to be able to get into something, all right, when they're in trouble, all right? They prepare at the last second and be left behind. You don't want to get left behind, man, all right? You want to make it on that chariot, all right? So it says, again, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, seek the Lord in our youth, and so that we may gain salvation. So, while we're vibrant, while we got energy, while we're in good health, all right, the Lord wakes us up in our youth. We're to use that, all right, to, grow in the spirit, grow in the truth, and be servants of Yahweh Shemi Awashai, man. All right, verse 2. While the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, or the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease because they are few. All right, so the keepers of the house are basically the economists, man, the people that watch over the economy. All right, they keep scores and all this other stuff. And I remember back a few years ago, I was in search of a Bible. I was at the store. I was at Walmart, and I met this guy. He was into that, man. And he was asking me, what do I see in the Bible? Well, I was telling him that prophecies are in the Bible. He was an Edomite, and he seemed like he was an atheist. So, but I kind of gave him a little brief into why, whatnot or whatever. So I was basically like, yeah, man, the Bible speaks about, the end. All right, and that we're in the end times. And he did mention and say, well, I feel like we are in the end of things. But when I went into, basically how America's gonna collapse, the economy is gonna collapse, and anarchy, he didn't believe that portion. All right, he believed that America was gonna thrive and continue. Well, I'm pretty sure, all right, at this time, right now that we're in, looking at things, I'm pretty sure that he would say differently now, how things are turning out to be in the earth, all right? So, the prophecies, the scriptures, all right, are going to speak for themselves over time, man. Time tells all things. And in time, these prophecies are going to speak, whether you believe or you not, whether you hear or you forbear. You're going to be absolutely forced to believe in the scriptures, man, all right? So it says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease, man. So the grinding is definitely ceasing right now. People are losing their jobs, all right, or can't find jobs, all right. It's just a real, it's just really getting ugly out here, and people are gonna start to be desperate. They're gonna begin to get desperate, all right. They're gonna start, looting and doing different things, man. When times really go hard. Esau already had this planned out, man. Everything is just laid out. He just needs to, however he plans to roll out this, that's all we're basically waiting for. They're already talking about, what is it, a digital credit system already. So it's just how and when they're gonna do it. All right, really the how. All right, how they're gonna do it. All right, is really what it's gonna be. Okay, and in time we're gonna see. All right, and it says again, and the grinding cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, man. So a lot of these Americans, man, they looking out and they like, man, there's no hope. All right, there's no hope in this place, man. All right, people are crying, they're mourning. All right, they're not in a good spirit. So a lot of people are unaliving themselves because they just can't go through it, man. They can't deal with it, So, there's a lot more of that spirit that's going to be out here the closer and closer that we get, all right, to the end, man. All right, and it's going to get worse. It seems like it's bad right now, and, it is, but we got the Lord, though. And that's why our faith and our hope lies. But a lot of people, man, they don't have that support. So, they're gonna meet their end, man, because they believe in this place. All right, let's go on to verse 4, Ecclesiastes All right, chapter 12, verse 4. And the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, man. So, you know, again, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. So no jobs, no job opportunities. All right, a lot of people are gonna, you know, basically gonna go without. They're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. All right, it's gonna come down to the point to where, you know, this devil's gonna institute some type of system, which we know what it is. All right, this RFID. Okay, and you know, basically tell people, look, this is our new way of, all right, restarting the system, and, you know, bring some type of hope to people when there's no hope at all in this place. All right. And it says, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Verse 5, also when they shall, it says, also when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fall. All right, so, you know, the desire of wanting to, you know, have a life here and have the white picket fence and the 2 children, and household, and the wife, and all that desire is gonna go out the window. All right, like I said before, the thrill of having the American dream is gonna go out the window. All right, and, you know, people are just gonna, you know, basically, you know, lose their mind, man. You know, the apostle always make that quote by that guy. He says, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. Something to that effect, all right? When people have nothing to lose, or when people lose everything, all right, they lose it, all right? And that's basically, all right, how people are gonna be out here, man. They're gonna lose it, man. All right, when they lose their materialistic things, their money, their cars, their clothes, all right, when they're gonna have to make that decision, all right, they're gonna go for it, man. All right, just like they did during the time of C-19, man. All right, when they was forced to make a decision, take this, all right, or, you know, or suffer these consequences of not being a part of society. And the majority of our people, all right, our family members, what they did, they went ahead and got that, man. But Lord willing, the Lord continues to have us with the spirit to be rebellious against this sinful and wicked kingdom, that we may continue to endure until the end, no matter if it comes down to us, all right, having to die for the truth. But again, you know, that's just what it is, you know. So Lord willing, this video was edifying. You know, I think that's it. I think that's the point. Lord willing, this video was edifying and to the point. And again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that do this work in truth and sincerity. Until the next time, Lord willing, I say shalom.